Very much Shane Andrews, Twin 20 number 1, brought to you by Poland Trucking and Billy Decker out of Unadilla, New York in the 91 will go away from the pole. Outside of Dwaynesburg will be the 76 of Ronnie Johnson. Watertown, New York's Billy Dunn in the 49D with Jimmy Blewett. Showtime in the number 76 outside of row number 2. Row 3, Neil Williams in the 323 along with Ryan Godown in the number 26 machine making up row 3. Row 4, Brent Hearn, Sussex, New Jersey in the 20H with Bound Brook, New Jersey's Rich Scalata in the number 8 machine. Jimmy Horton in the number 14 machine along with Tim Hindley in the 94 making up row 5. Row 6, Dale Blank the Natural out of Cortland, New York, the 77X with Tony Steiner aboard car number 13. Bobby Varon in the 00 inside of row 7 with Stuart Friesen, last year's runner-up in this race in the number 44 machine. Vic Coffey in the 32C with the 02 of Roy Bresnahan making up row number 8. Row number 9, Rob Bellinger in the 1R and Kenny Tremont on the outside of row number 9 in the 115. Tommy Flanagan in the 72 with Mario Clare in the 22C making up row number 10. Row number 11, The Big Show, Dave Rauscher in the 48T along with Jasmine Levelier in the 4K. Row number 12, Greg Atkins in the 1 New York with Clement Terrien aboard the number 39T. Brandon Sweet out of Watertown in the 24S starting in 25th and 26th starting position to Darwin Green out of Susquehanna, Pennsylvania. Brian Murphy in the 42 with Brian Sportout in the 14S make up row number 14. Row 15, Kevin Bates in the 42B with Kevin Gamble out of Antwerp, New York in the 7G. And rounding out your field, 16th row starting 31st, Mikel Lebrecht out of Quebec in the 99 and John Ferrier scheduled to go 32nd on the grid in the number 220 machine. Well, that's the starting lineup, Joe, in a stellar field of 358 modified.
You know, it's always good to see them. And, of course, if you were around all day today, you will find out or you have learned that the 358 small block modifieds racetrack changing from yesterday actually went faster than the big blocks did yesterday. So we're going to certainly see a high speed and very, very exciting race here for the Pullins Truck Center Twin 20s for the 358 small block modifieds.
We absolutely are, Joe. 32 drivers scheduled to go in this one. And as they come down the front straightaway, of course, this track, it just seems to me, and even watching in hot laps, seems like the cars have just gotten faster and faster as the night has gone on.
No question, no doubt about it. Matt Burdick showing them there's a couple laps to go. Peter Hall down there on the flaggers podium. He has taken photos. I'm sure you're going to see this on CNY Central. You know, that guy, I'll let the field go by here. That guy, Peter Hall, is on TV at 4 a.m. in the morning to bring us the weather and, of course, along with the news and everything else. And I don't know if Peter has ever been in an auto race before, but they're instructing him right now, Dave Farney, and Matt Burdick is instructing him right now on the procedure to flags, and they're going to be giving them the green flag. It'll be 2 laps. Next time around, the white flag is going to be coming out. What a beautiful sight behind the FX Caprera pace car going down the halfway point of the back straightaway. FX Caprera supplying us with the pace car, with the safety trucks, and much equipment here at the New York State Fairgrounds as he did all season long up there at Rolling Wheels Raceway, and on Wednesday night, of course, at the Cuyahoga County Fair Speedway. FX Caprera located up in Pulaski, New York. He's the place to go and see when you want a deal, and I see a lot of FX Caprera plates out there in the parking lot.
Absolutely, and of course, I can guarantee you this, Joe, if we raced in the wintertime up this way, I bet you Charlie Caprera and the good people at FX Caprera Car Companies, they provide us with some really good snowmobiles and stuff to play around with in the snow out here for sure.
We got to try and con them out of that. Say, you know, we need a snowmobile and see what we can do. Peter Hall is going to be putting that green out as the FX Caprera pace car brings him by. Billy Decker, car number 91 on the pole as they take it down into turn number 1 on a perfect racetrack on a perfect night. So I'm glad you race fans are here with us. Peter Hall down there, are you ready to give him the green? All right. Matt Burdick is giving them instructions right now, and meteorologist Peter Hall becomes the flagman of the night. Hey, give him a big hand, race fans. He's up at 4 a.m. in the morning, actually earlier, to give us the weather, and a little fireworks going off. Like I said, at the conclusion of racing tonight, we will have a fireworks show. Pace car dropping in at the rear pit gate. No, he's staying out there over in turn number 3. Tim Baltz take it away. They're ready to wind him up.
FX Caprara Napa Auto Parts pace car ready to peel off the speedway in turn number 4. And we are set to go. First of 2, 358 modified twin 20s. Off of corner number 4, green flag is in the air, and we're off and running for the first time tonight. And we've got cars stacked up over in corner number 4. A big pileup coming off the turn. The yellow flag is out immediately as Billy Decker takes them down the back straightaway with the lead, but the caution flag will wave. Jasmine Levelier in the 4K was involved. A host of cars over there, a couple against the wall. Kevin Gamble in the 7G is caught up over there. Clemontaria in the 39, he just got stopped over there. Couldn't go anywhere, so he has moved on. And I'll tell you what, Joe, a wild way to start our first Twin 20 event here this evening.
Well, you know, some are on the throttle right down to the floorboard. Some are hesitating a little bit. Yep. And it's dirt track racing at its very best. Some kick it out, some go straight. And you never know what's going to happen. But we do have an incident up there just off of turn 4, just as they come here in the front straightaway. No laps have been completed. FX Caprara safety truck going over to check out the incident. I believe we only have 2 cars pinched together up there, and I cannot, because of the camera in my way, I cannot see which 2 they are. Maybe you can.
Yeah, I believe it's Kevin Gamble in the number 7. Brian Murphy is involved over there, I believe, in the 42. So he has backed his machine away.
A couple of cars pulling in, getting things checked over. Looks like a left rear tire change on one of them.
Jasmine Levelier in the number 4 machine out of Prévost, Quebec, in the Journal de Régional Troyer chassis ride. Regular at Autodrome Granby and Drummond.
Hey guys, I'm down here, down in turn 4. You're right, that was the Murphy 42.
No laps.
That was the Murphy 42 driving away, guys, and the Gamble 7 still stopped down here at the exit of turn 4. As they're going to put the St. Lawrence fence number 7 on the hook, unfortunately. Not even making it to the green flag here today. Back up to you.
Dave Buchanan over there right on the spot, and we apologize we stepped over him a bit, but he's over there giving a bird's eye view and getting things sorted out, and we're going to be able to go back to racing as soon as we get them hooked out of the way.
So no laps have been completed, and we're going to go back to the original restart. Except for the drivers that made pit stops under this caution flag, they will have to go to the tail of the field, or unless they were involved in that accident down there off of turn number 4.
Now, of course, the importance of this race, obviously there's money to be paid to the winners.
Right.
But also the importance, it's determining the starting lineup for the Gander 150,
yep,
which is tomorrow. And, of course, when we move into the modified division, it'll determine the starting lineup for the SEF 200 on Sunday. And a couple of things I do want to point out. We did time trial yesterday. Regardless of what happens to the top 6, they will start in those top 6 starting positions both tomorrow and on Sunday. But from back 7 position on, that's where the shakeup will be taking place.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, top 6 go through time trials. And then basically we lock in the positions from 7 on back through these races all the way back to 30th. And then, of course, the non-qualifiers race makes up positions 31 through 36. And then provisional starting spots 37th through 40. So that is how the positions will be made up in this 40-car starting field for Saturday.
Once again, don't forget the 50-50 girls. They're working down and around, and they are out and about in the grandstand area. The more to play, the bigger it pays, and only costs $1. If you put up $5, you're going to get 6 tickets. Keep in mind, folks, there are 8 different young ladies selling tickets. Each one has a different color. So if you want to get in the right zip code, I would try to find all 8 of them and purchase your ticket, and that way you'll get in the right zip code. Let's see if we can get up over $1,000 tonight.
Oh, that would be awesome to get that up over $1,000 just for Twin 20 and Triple 20 night here at the Moody Mile. Lights are out atop the pace car. Dave Farney and Matt Burdick directing traffic down there on the flag stand area. So field will be set and ready to go. FX Caprera Napa Auto Parts pace car getting set to depart the speedway.
Yeah, Peter Hall's going to get a second shot at starting this field.
That sounds good. We got to give him a little redemption here after that initial start. Field stacking up through turns 3 and 4. Darwin Green going to be joining the field at the back of the pack. Off of corner number 4, the pace car peels off the speedway out of harm's way. Green is back in the air. We got a little better start that time as they motor down the front straightaway for the first time. 3-wide attempt going down into corners 1 and 2, but Billy Decker holds off all challenges. Makes his way down into turns 3 and 4 with the lead. He's got Ronnie Johnson and big gun Billy Dunn back there in the 3rd spot. Ryan go down, Jimmy Blewett. That is your top 5 as they make the way off of corner number 4 for the first time down in front. Billy Decker leads the way as he motors on down in front. The Gypsum number 91 machine working it down into corners 1 and 2. Ronnie Johnson holds down position number 2 at this time. Billy Dunn rounding out the top 3 in the early going. Ryan go down, holds down position number 4. Then it is Brett Hearn. He has crawled up into the top 5 early on. As you see drivers making moves from the back of the pack, Jimmy Blewett has got Jimmy Horton all over the back deck lid trying to make his way towards the front of the field. Meanwhile, Billy Decker continues his ways off of turn number 4. He leads the way down in front with Ronnie Johnson and the 49 of Dunn. Billy making his way through corners 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Decker on cruise control right now. He's got about 3 car lengths between himself and Ronnie Johnson as Dunn working in that 3rd spot. Then it's Ryan Godown still holding on to position number 3. Godown is 4th, followed by Brent Hearn, Jimmy Blewett, Neil Williams, Jimmy Horton, Rich Scalata, and Tim Hindley. That is your top 10. Off of turn number 4 they go. Decker in control. Horst Decker set fast time here, 31.702 in time trials. And as the field works it up off of turn number 4, Billy Decker 10 wins in this Twin 20s. Looking for his 11th career win in the Twin 20 races here at Syracuse. But Ronnie Johnson has never won a Twin 20 event here at the Moody Mile. And Billy Dunn has a big block Twin 20 to his credit here. Would love to get a 358 win in this 49 machine. Field motoring down into turns 3 and 4. They've opened up a sizable lead, about 10 car lengths on Ryan Godown, holding down position number 5 as Brett Hearn continues to go forward. He is already up into position number 5 at this time. And Hearn chasing after Ryan Godown as they make their way into corners 1 and 2. Hearn running about the middle of the racetrack right now. He is looking on the top side coming off of corner number 2 as just behind him Jimmy Blewett, Neil Williams, Stuart Friesen, Roy Bresnahan has now cracked into the top 10. And rounding out the top 10 is Tim Hindley. It's Tony Steiner, Bobby Farron, Jimmy Horton, Rich Scalata, Vic Coffey, Tommy Flanagan, Dale Plank, Mario Clare, Robbie Bellinger, Dave Rauscher, Clement Terrian, Darwin Green, Brandon Sweet, Brian Swartout, Kenny Tremont, Brian Murphy, Jasmine Nevelier, Greg Atkins, Mikkel Lebrecht, and Kevin Gamble rounding out your field as we work in lap number 5. 5, and Billy Decker still opening up that lead. He's got it up to about 6 car lengths over Ronnie Johnson in that second spot. The Duanesburg native has problems with the Robbie Bellinger, the Thompson Road Tavern 1R machine. He will pull it to the inside of the speedway and out of harm's way in behind the wall. So a tough break for the man out of Dexter, New York, looking for big things in his small block. He'll be back later on in his big block number 8 machine. Meanwhile, Billy Decker continues to do what he does best, and that's lead laps and run up front. As right now the 76 of Johnson continues to hold down spot number 2. Third is the 49 of Billy Dunn as they make the way off of corner number 4 and down the front straightaway one more time. Billy Decker in cruise control as they make the way down in front here one more time. Decker continues to lead the way. Johnson holding down that second spot with Dunn, Ryan Godown, and Brett Hearn still continuing to round out the top 5. Not a lot of big moves so far here in the early going as the field starts to go to work down the back straightaway. Jimmy Blewett still running in the position number 6. Neil Williams, Jimmy Horton, Tim Hindley, and Stuart Friesen continue to round out the top 10. 8 laps are already in the record books, and Decker looking to run away and high, but Ronnie Johnson's giving him all sorts of fits. He's actually narrowed that lead down to about 3 car lengths as they motor through turns 1 and 2 right now. Ronnie Johnson continues to run in the second spot, then it's Billy Dunn holding down third. And I'll tell you what, Billy Decker must have sensed that Ronnie Johnson was gaining because he pulled away by about 3 car lengths coming off of corner number 2. And Johnson not able to close the gap as they make the way through turns 3 and 4. Once again, coming up in lap number 10. Halfway sign will be out, and Billy Decker looking to continue that great run that he had in 2011. He's won the pole, or he's won the Fast Time Award for both Big Block and 358 competition. Looking for the Twin 20 heat win here today. It would be his 11th of his career, and keep the roll going here at Syracuse at the halfway point. 10 laps are complete, 10 more to go. Ronnie Johnson looking to try and find a way by the 91 of Decker, who has got lap traffic right there in front of him. The 1 of Darwin Green will be his first victim as they motor down the front straightaway. Green gets way up out of the racing group to allow the leaders room to get by. Ronnie Johnson continues to run in that second spot. Billy Dunn is still third. Ryan Godown, Brad Hearn still rounding out the top 5. Jimmy Blewett, Neil Williams, Jimmy Horton, Tim Hindley, and Friesen continue to round out the top 10. And right now, a half second is the spread between Billy Decker and Ronnie Johnson as they make their way down off of corner number 4. Once again, Billy Decker in control of this race. The Franklin Flyer making his way down the front straightaway, coming up onto the back of the 1 New York machine of Greg Atkins, trying to put him a lap down. As right now, Ronnie Johnson hoping that Greg Atkins will hold Billy Decker up in some way, shape, or form, and maybe Johnson can get a run at him as he motors down the back straightaway. Now Decker pulls an aggressive move, gets to the top side of the speedway in turns 3 and 4. That outside groove pretty good right now, and Decker showed you just how good it was as he gets by the Atkins number 1 machine, leaving him into the clutches of Ronnie Johnson as Clementarian in the 39 gets way out of the way of the leaders, allowing them to go by. And he may be headed pit side, and he is. So Clementarian done for this race. But meanwhile, up in front, Billy Decker is not done yet. He's got 7 more laps left to go, as the pride of Unadilla, New York, works it up into corners 3 and 4 once again. Ronnie Johnson still trying to make some room on the top side to get around the Brian Murphy number 42 machine, and he will do so. Now Billy Dunn caught in traffic. He has lost about 10 car lengths to Ronnie Johnson as he rides in spot number 3. Looking to get a little side draft off of the 1 of Greg Atkins and does so. Now he looks to get by Brian Murphy in corner number 2, but meanwhile Billy Decker is making it look easy out there as Decker comes up to the back bumper of another lap machine, the 48 of the Big Show, Dave Rauscher, as they motor through turns 3 and 4. 5 laps left to go. 5 more remain, says Matt Burdick. And right now, Billy Decker is just on cruise control. But I tell you what, Ronnie Johnson has definitely made up some ground, and we got a car with some smoke coming out of the back. And Dave Rauscher in the 48 machine, and he has gone pit side. Meanwhile, back up in front to the leaders. I'll tell you what, Ronnie Johnson may have been saving something here, as he has narrowed that gap between him and Billy Decker. It is down to about 3 car lengths going through corners 3 and 4. 4 laps left to go. 4 more remain for Billy Decker, and Ronnie Johnson trying to close that gap if he possibly can. He has narrowed it down to 3 car lengths. Billy Dunn drives it deep into turns 1 and 2. He wants a piece of the action as well. And Brian Murphy in the 42, he has got problems. He's got smoke coming out of the back of his machine. Still up in front, the top 3, working it up into corners 3 and 4. Now Billy Dunn starts to set his sights on Ronnie Johnson. He goes to the top side. Billy Dunn trying to make something happen here, and Johnson shuts the door. The top 3 nose to tail off of corner number 4. Once again, 3 laps left to go. Lap car of Brandon Sweet, not making it easy for Billy Decker to get on by. And a watch for Billy Dunn. He can make something happen here with 3 laps left to go. Ronnie Johnson trying to move in there and take it away from him as well. And right now, Decker turns on the jets and blows by the 24 of Sweet, going down into corners 3 and 4. Ronnie Johnson trying to get by as well. Here comes Billy Dunn after him. They split Brandon Sweet on the top side and on the bottom off of turn number 4. 2 laps left to go for Billy Decker. Decker now has a little bit of a cushion. He's got a couple of lap machines right there, and we've got caution on the speedway. And we got a car slowing in turn number 4. I believe that is the Murphy number 42 machine. Boy, I'll tell you what, Joe, this is getting pretty interesting here with only 2 laps left to go. You wonder if Ronnie Johnson and Billy Dunn were saving something there.
Well, you know, everything kind of comes together right there at the end, and you're right, it was the Murphy car that the caution come out for. He has been smoking the last 3 or 4 laps and apparently lost power going down the back straightaway. Times for these 3 Chargers here in the last lap: a 35.104 for the leader, a 35.436 for second, and a 35.996 for Billy Dunn. Now, that's when the caution came out, so they were backing out of it. Normally they were turning right within thousandths of a second of each other.
That is true, and well, I tell you what, Billy Decker still laying down some pretty good lap times, 33.500. Of course, these cars are all in race trim right now, and in qualifying, they really laid down a hurting on the rest of the field. And, of course, while we got this break in the action, there's a quick announcement from Ed Harkins, actually.
Yeah, the Finish Line Champlain tonight at the National Parts Peddler tent, which is right down there on Vendors Row. There is going to be some great revival music that is going to be taking place. That's at the National Parts Peddler tent. Corky Stockham is hosting that. You know, he is going to become a minister here soon. And that's at the Finish Line Chaplain will be conducting it, but it's just going to be good old revival music and a good time there. So stop over, say hello to everybody. Now, Sunday morning, there will be chapel service at the Gator Racing News tent, which is just 2 down from it right there on the Vendors Row. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow morning at the Gator Racing News tent, I will be doing my radio show live.
Yes.
On 1390 AM, or if you want to go on the internet at cnytalkradio.com. And Tim, you're going to be one of my guests, and of course we're going to have many racers, and a lot of people just stop by. We don't kind of rehearse that event. A little trouble up there in turn number 4.
Yes. Seems as though it was Brian Murphy who was stopped.
I think he went in the pit area, and I think that's another car. It's blocked from our vantage point, and maybe Dave Buchanan or Rich Fleck will wander up there and give us a bird's eye view of what's going on.
Yeah, Joe, it is the Murphy. They had a little bit of fire over there. It's been put out, but I didn't see who it was. But Murphy stopped over in turn 4.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, Joe, I will butt in here if I can. And you're mentioning the incident in turn number 4. Under the caution, A little bit of discussion going on between Billy Decker and his crew about the line that Ronnie Johnson has been using, and they were noting that turn 3 and 4 was the point where Ronnie Johnson was gaining, so keep an eye on that.
Rich Fleck is one of the greatest pit reporters of all time. Well,
he's close to it.
Yeah, he is.
He's quite a guy. He's the announcer at the Black Rock Speedway, and of course he is the coordinator for the Patriot Sprint Car Group. I know he's going to be up there your way next weekend.
Yep. We got a big show up at the Brockville Speedway. Dirt Car Northeast Fall Nationals, brought to you by the Thousand Islands RV in Gananoque. And, of course, Rich will be doing the 360 Sprint Car portion of the weekend on Saturday afternoon.
Yes, I did. We did hear it.
Yeah, because it was kind of cutting in and out for me, so I wasn't sure.
And, of course, the Thousand Islands RV Dirt Car Northeast Fall Nationals will begin at Brockville on Friday, October the 12th. With the Go Nuclear late models, along with the Dirt Car Pro Stock Series. Then Saturday, we will be having the Dirt Car 358 Modified Division, along with the 360 Sprints, TUSA Mod Lights, and apparently we are going to go back down to Dave Buchanan. And Dave, what do you got for us?
Well, as you can see on the Jumbotron, guys, the Murphy 42 is on the hook, headed back to the pits. A little bit of fluid down as the speedy truck's going down over in turn 4, but that is the only spot on the racetrack. You didn't really leave a trail of it around in the racing groove, so we'll see how that affects things once we go back to racing on, looks like 3 to go here in this opening qualifier.
So they'll just try to get the fluid run in over there. You can see it right there on that Jumbotron, and that Jumbotron's definitely helped things out for us people to see that far away.
Boy, it really, really has, and it's high definition, and it's better than watching your TV at home. And, of course, this muscular lighting, I can't say enough about it. The FX Capura pace car is winding up that beautiful Chevrolet Impala, 300 horsepower, and they're ready to roll out of turn number 4.
So field getting set and ready to go. Billy Decker will lead the way. Ronnie Johnson hanging back just a little bit. They're trying to get a run at him, and may have stacked up the whole field behind him as Brent Hearn making a run for the number 4 spot. Trying to get around Ryan Godown, couldn't get the job done. And Tommy Flanagan in the 72 machine moving very slowly going into turn number 1. He'll keep going, and Billy Decker's going to keep going out in front of this field. Up into turns 3 and 4 they go. Ronnie Johnson, can he get a run on Billy Decker this time? Going into turns 3 and 4. Billy Dunn right there with him in the number 3 spot. Then it's Ryan Godown, Brad Hearn, and now moving up into the number 6 spot. Showtime, Jimmy Blewett starting to make his way forward, and caution back out on the speedway as Flanagan is slowed over there in turn number 2.
And comes to a stop right in turn number 2. We have yellow lights posted around the speedway. Now, this is a big racetrack, obviously, a 1-mile track, and normally these guys, 5/8 is about as big as they will run on it. Normally, though, they run on a half-mile, quarter-mile, 3/8 of a mile racetrack, but this is the biggest track that they will be running on. We have flagmen in the corner, as that's where I saw the first yellow being displayed over there in turn number 4, as well as the yellow lights around the speedway. So that's how they pick it up. But the most important thing that they have is the one-way radio communication from the tower to the driver. Joe Skotnicki up here in the tower talks to each and every one of the drivers. They all hear each other, what they're saying. Drivers cannot talk back, but Joe can talk down to the drivers to let them know there's a yellow problem or whatever it would be.
I'll tell you what, as a former race car driver, I remember when these one-way radio systems first came out. Nowadays, they're just a very little like an iPod kind of thing, and they just kind of fit in your pocket or whatever. Back when they first came out, they were about the size of a walkie-talkie. And, the earpiece would never stay in your ear. It kept popping out. And, when you had it working, it would be scratchy and annoying. And you just want to rip it out of your head and throw it out the window of the race car. But, no, it's a great invention. And I tell you what, it makes Matt Burdick and Dave Farney's job a lot easier. than it would be back in the day, especially if we have a discrepancy in the lineup. We can just tell the drivers right from up here in the tower where they need to be, and it saves the flagman from having to run down onto the racetrack and potentially get into harm's way. So a lot of these innovations, it's all due to safety, of course, with all the yellow lights, as Joe mentioned, and the one-way radio systems. It's all about safety here at the Moody Mile.
Yellow lights are off. The FX Caprera Chevrolet Impala pace car starts to pull away down in turn number 3. We want to put this to bed here. 17 are in, 3 to go. Who's it going to be? Right now, Billy Decker is on top of the pack. Go ahead, Tim.
All right, 3 laps left to go. Ronnie Johnson tucked up behind the 91 of Decker this time. Off turn 4 they go. Green lights are on, and away we go. Well, I tell you what, Decker got away from Johnson by a couple of car lengths on that restart. And Billy Dunn trying to make something happen here late in the going. Ryan go down and Brent Hearn. They round out the top 5. Jimmy Blewett in his second ever appearance here at Syracuse, having a strong run, running in position number 6, but up in front. 2 laps left to go for the Franklin Flyer. Billy Decker down the front straightaway. In the LGL Racing Gypsum Express number 91 machine as he motors off into corners 1 and 2. Ronnie Johnson continues to hold on to second, and he has slipped up a little bit in corner number 2, and that's going to allow for Billy Dunn to close the gap as Dunn reeled him in coming off of corner number 2. He's narrowed the gap by about 3 car lengths going into turns 3 and 4. White flag will be displayed this time by. White flag is in the air, and Billy Decker's strong Syracuse campaign continues. Down the front straightaway, caution flag is back out. And I believe that is Dale Plank over there in the 77X in turn number 2.
It sure looks like the twin leaf car number 77X now. Let's talk about Dale Plank a little bit. He is the current point leader of the 358 Modified Dirt Car Series. This race here is for position only for the big dance tomorrow afternoon, and that is a points race.
Yes.
He is the current point leader. Kerry Terrence, his owner, is running third, and Matt Williamson is in the number 2 spot in the point chase. So those top 3 cars are all here, and obviously they're looking for good starting positions for the big Gander Mountain 150 tomorrow. So this will not hurt Dale or any of the top 3, top 5 in the point standings for the 358 chase.
Absolutely, and of course, Dale Plank, he'd love to start further ahead in this race if he can, but right now he is on the back straightaway and being pushed away by one of our safety vehicles back there. And, of course, Dale is a former series champion in 2009. He's had a great career. Also ran in the NASCAR Regional Racing Series back in the early 90s and had 3 regional championships.
3 NASCAR National Regional Championships. Yeah, really good. And in the national chase, I think he came in like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, he had a great year, and that was back in the 94 season. He won the East Regional in 94 and 95, and the Mid-America title in 96.
A lot of people don't realize this. Dale got a ride up at Spencer Speedway, which is asphalt NASCAR, and he was trying to keep his points up, and they would take the best of the points in that particular region at that time. 4th race in a NASCAR late model, he won a feature up there.
I'll tell you what, the man could get the job done. They don't call him the natural for nothing. And, of course, he's the winningest driver in small block and dirt car racing this year with 11 wins across 4 different racetracks.
You saw him quite a bit up north this year.
I talked to him 10 of those times this year. I'll tell you what, he picked off 4 wins at Brockville, 3 at Mohawk, and 2 at Cornwall, where he picked up the track championship as well. And, of course, he won a series race at Autodrome Granby.
Hey, guys, Brett Hearn is being pushed into the pits right now, the 20 car being pushed pit side right now.
Uh-oh.
And Brett Hearn is coming down pit road. The engine is not running.
Oh, boy.
No power underneath the hood of the Matson overhead doors. Number 20, he is going right back to his trailer.
Wow.
Here again, this is for qualifying.
Yep.
Only. I mean, he will make the big dance tomorrow, but some people love him, some people hate him. He's quite a showman, and well over 800 wins between small block modifieds and big block modifieds, and he was running in the number 5 spot, was it?
Number 5 position. So we're set and ready to go once again as Dale Plank also getting pushed behind the wall. And so this will shake up the top 5 just a little bit. Billy Decker, Ronnie Johnson, Billy Dunn, Ryan Godown, and now Jimmy Blewett will occupy the number 5 spot. Then it's Neil Williams back there in the 6th position. Stuart Fries in 7th. Jimmy Horton is 8th. Roy Bresnahan up to the 9th spot. And Bobby Varon rounding out the top 10. We've got 2 laps left to go. Matt Burdick looks over the field. And we will be set to go. Billy Decker on the hammer off of corner number 4. Green lights are on, and away we go. And Billy Decker got a great restart that time, and he drives away from Ronnie Johnson, about 5 car lengths of separation. Billy Dunn is right there with him in 2nd. Looking to make a move going into turns 3 and 4, but Billy Decker running away and hiding from the rest of the field off of corner number 4. White flag is in the air for Billy Decker as he's trying to lock up his 11th career Twin 20 feature event here at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse. And Decker holds a comfortable advantage, about 5 car lengths as he motors down the back straightaway. Billy Dunn is 3rd, followed by Ryan Godown, Jimmy Blewett, Stuart Friesen now up into the 6th spot, Neil Williams, Jimmy Horton, Roy Bresnahan, and Bobby Varon. That is your top 10, but into turns 3 and 4. This man has been on a tear the last couple of seasons here at Syracuse and keeps the roll going. 3 for 3. Billy Decker will grab Twin 20 number 1 for the 358 Modifieds. Ronnie Johnson, Billy Dunn, Ryan Godown, Jimmy Blewett, Stuart Friesen, Neil Williams, Jimmy Horton, Roy Bresnahan, and at the line for 10th, it will be Tim Hindley in the number 94 machine. He will grab the number 10 position. So, Billy Decker, this is kind of like the old movie Groundhog Day. He grabs fast time in the big blocks, grabs fast time in the small blocks. He has grabbed fast time once again here this year and gets the first Twin 20 for the 358 Modifieds. Joe, I tell you what, the man is basically unstoppable here.
Well, Billy Decker is certainly one of the natural drivers here at the Speedway, along like drivers like, for example, Brett Hearn. I mean, they just fit so comfortable in that race car, and they just get around this mile so easy. And, of course, they're winners, and they
are.
Well, as we had previously said, last call would be at the conclusion of the second Twin 20. Last call is right now. So if you want to buy a 50-50 ticket and you see one of the girls, give them a call, give them a holler right now. And we are pushing close to $1,000. Thank you. Here's where the second of the 2 Twin 20s are going to be taking place. Going away on the pole by virtue of his time trial yesterday, going away out of Rochester, New York, car number 27J. It's the Dr. Danny Johnson. And on the outside, he's got 1 win already this weekend. Out of Watertown, New York, driving the Vinny Salerno-owned car number 4. It is Tim McCready. Timmy McCready going away in the number 2 starting spot. Row number 2 on the inside lane, also out of Watertown, New York, driving car number 74. He ran last night also with the World of Outlaws along with Tim McCready. That is Timmy Fuller in car number 74. And on the outside of him, driving car number 34B, I got to tell you, this guy had a great run down there in the Southern Tier area this year. I think he had 13 feature wins, the 34B of Andy Bicchetti. Row number 3 on the inside, currently running second in the 358 Super Dirt Series points. Going away in car number 6 is Matt Williamson, and on the outside, Mark Johnson in car number 3J. Next row inside, he's one here in the Sportsman division. Of course, he is from that famous family of jellies, Butch Jelly being his dad. Car number 45, Wayne Jelly, and on the outside, the Canadian, car number 1H, David Hibert. Row number 5, it is Lightning Larry Away out of Phoenix, New York in car number 99L, and on the outside, Timmy Sears. We already seen him run one of the future races. Timmy Sears in car number 83X. Row number 6 on the inside, another one of the Canadians, car number 151K. It's Brian McDonald. On the outside, driving the FX Caprera. Car number 9S, it's Super Matt Shepard. Matt Shepard in car number 9S. Row number 7 on the inside. He had a big win this past weekend, driving car number 42P. It is Pat Ward, and on the outside, here's one of the hot shoes down from the Utica area. Driving the number 1X, it's Willie Decker. Row number 8 on the inside, car number 74B, it's going to be Matt Billings. On the outside, Jeremy Wilder in car number 22J. Row number 9, Kevin Albert in car number 3A, Donnie Corellis, the hot shoe out of the Lebanon Valley Speedway, a second-generation runner here at the Speedway. That is car 57. Jimmy Cottrell, the second, in car number 8C, inside of row number 10. Steve Huff on the outside in car number 34. Row number 11, driving car number 66X, the Twin Leaf Convenience Store Special. It's Kerry Terrence. On the outside, it's Jeff Rockefeller in car number 816. Row 12, Timmy Courier out of Auburn, New York in car number 10C. On the outside, Jason Harrington in car number 1HX. Next row on the inside is going to be Scott Boudneau in car number 3B. And on the outside of that row in the 26th starting position is David Papineau. David in car number 188. Row number 14 on the inside is Pat McGrail. Car number 10 on the outside, Henry Mayer in car number 3M. Row number 15, Aaron Jacobson, car number 16. C.G. Morey in the 14M on the outside. And in the 31st starting position, Rich Lombach in car number 27. And Patrick Dupree on the outside in car number 24. "32 cars ready to get the green in the Twin 20 number 2. Twin 20 is brought to you by Pullen's Truck Special. Pullen's Truck. Pullen's Truck Towing, located up there in Williamsport, New York. They patrol the New York State Thruway. Moving down off of turn number 2, the FX Caprera Chevrolet pace car, bringing them down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3, they've got that Impala rolling. It doesn't look like it's going fast. He's probably ending that turn at about 65 miles an hour. And, you know, right about in there, he really gets into it, and so do the modifieds. And, boy, do they reel him in a hurry. Watch him as they enter turn number 4, off of turn 4, down the front straightaway. 20 laps to go. T-Mac going away on that pole, but here is the Dr. Danny Johnson. Danny brings him up wide, coming down the front straightaway. Danny Johnson scoots up to the number 1 spot. T-Mac, Andy Bicchetti, and Mark Johnson filling out the top 4 as they all shuffle around. Look at Andy Bicchetti picking off a couple of spots, coming off Timmy Fuller in car number 74 now. He's trying to get a run up on the outside. Top 2 cars hooked together, but the top 1, it's the Doctor. The Doctor has opened up a 7 3/4 length lead in the short chute, coming out at turn 4 and down the front straightaway. Danny Johnson looking for a win here at Syracuse. Danny's got it in. It's McCready running second. Bicchetti. Andy Bicchetti has turned up to the number 3 spot, and now they shuffle around as he's got competition coming up behind him. It is Matt Williamson in car number 6 working on Mark Johnson. Williamson may have gotten him coming off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. David Hibert in car number 1H. He is still solid right back there in the number 6 spot, and trucking up quickly, it is Timmy Fuller. Fuller in car number 74 and Wayne Jelly right behind. Wayne bringing him down off of turn 4 down the front straightaway, but it's still T-Mac And then the doctor, Danny Johnson, 33.8, 1 second. Danny's opened up a big lead, moving down off of turn number 2. Here comes Timmy McCready, though. He is storming on him. Timmy and the Vinny Salerno, car number 4, trying to reel him in, going down into that tricky number 3 corner. There's the battle. It's going to be shaping up between turns number 3 and 4, and it's between the doctor and T-Mac. Bicchetti still a solid third. Car pulling in. It's Donnie Corellis. Donnie in car number 57 pulling in the pit area here in lap number 3, and it looks like a tire change, but he is going to be out of it. The leaders come working off of turn number 2. The leader just turned on the last lap on 34.071. Get this, first and second identical laps. 34.071, 34.071. So we've got a real even match out there for first and second. Timmy McCready trying to reel in. Let's see who went quicker that time. A 34.313 for the leader, a 34.173. Timmy is faster now. They were coming off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. The top 2 really putting on the show. Bicchetti back there third. Williamson, Johnson rounding out the top 5. David Habera a little out of shape going into turn number 3. David moving down on the outside. Coming down off of turn number 4. Timmy Fuller still running back there in the number 7 spot. Bicchetti back there in the number 3 spot. The time, 33.338, a 34.093. This time, Danny goes faster. They race down the halfway point of the back straightaway. Your leader, Danny Johnson, staying right in the middle lane. Coming off the corner at 34.338 on that last lap. Danny Johnson having everything going his way right now. And Danny goes a 34.024, but get this, Timmy McCready now has gone 0.2 of a second quicker, and Timmy is starting to reel in the leader. They work off of turn number 2. Bicchetti is also getting quicker. Bicchetti went a 34.417 on that last lap, and you hear a lot of these guys hitting the rev limiter going down into turn number 1. Good times being turned in, a good racing surface, and a good night here at Syracuse. Leader going down into turn number 1. Now he picks it back up. Danny Johnson, a 33.975, 34.045. So Danny now opens up a little bit of a lead. They work off of turn 2. Danny with about a 5-6 car advantage going down the back straightaway, but look at Timmy McCready. McCready closes that up to 4-3, down in between turns number 3 and 4. Bicchetti still a distant third. Cars starting to move up. Wayne Jelly now up to the number 8 spot. Timmy Sears running in position number 9. Lightning Larry now in the 10th spot. Matt Shepard. Danny Johnson still setting the pace coming off the corner. Danny went a 33.9 against a 34.3. So Tim McCready, even though he is keeping the distance, Timmy is slowing down just a little bit, and so is Bicchetti. But now on this last lap, a 33.9 against a 33.7. They move coming down. Your leader is going to be in a little bit of traffic, drops down to the inside, coming off of turn 2. And that's amazing the way Danny can handle the traffic down the back straightaway. We've got a car pulling in. Danny Johnson working off the corner now of turn number 4 and got through a little bit of traffic here. He comes down the front straightaway. Lap time slowing down just a bit. Timmy McCready clearing the traffic down onto the inside, coming into turn number 2. Timmy is keeping him right in sight. No question about it. Andy Bicchetti still third. Williamson still running 4th. Johnson back there 5th. And then it's Fuller, Jelly, Sears and White. Larry White has now moved up to 9th and moving into 10th. It is Matt Shepard. David Hebert, who was running in the top 10, is out of the action right now. Hebert off the speedway, and they got the left front of that car jacked up here in lap number 11. We are beyond the halfway point of this Pullins Truck Center 20-lap shootout for the small block modifieds. Heavy traffic up there with the leaders in between turns number 3 and 4 right now. But Danny Johnson, who just loves traffic, he brings it down here in the front straightaway down into turn 1 and kind of scoots away. Lap time of 35.200 against a 35.020. So Timmy was able to pick it up. Timmy is right on the back bumper now. There's only about 2 cars. They go down 3/4 point to the back straightaway down into turn number 3. And we got caution out onto the speedway. First one with 12 laps showing up on the board.
Just trying to see where the caution flag would be, Joe, and debris right here on the front straightaway. Right by our safety clean vehicle down there. Some debris right down there in the front stretch.
You know, that's what it must be for. Just checking on the radio here and see nothing else around the speedway. So picking up the debris here in the front straightaway. Here's the way the top 10 are running with 12 laps completed. The Dr. Danny Johnson is the leader. Tim McCready is second. Andy Bicchetti, car number 34, is in the number 3 spot. Matt Williamson running 4th. Mark Johnson 5th. Timmy Fuller is 6th. Wayne Jelly is 7th. Timmy Sears Jr. doing a great job. He won the Futures race out here earlier. Car number 83X, he is 8th. 9th is Larry White, and 10th, it is Matt Shepard. Jeremy Wilder is back there 11th. Brian McDonald, the Canadian, in car number 151 is 12th. 13th, it is Willie Decker. He's on a good drive in car number 1X. Willie started a little bit deeper in the pack. Tyler Siri, I believe one of his first runs here at Syracuse. Car number 5 in the number 14 position. Pat Ward is now running 15th. Rich Laumbach is running 16th. Steve Huff is 17th. 18th is Jimmy Cottrell. 19th, it's Kerry Terrence and Kevin Albert rounding out the top 20. We've got 12 completed laps. David Hebert, as I had mentioned earlier, who was a factor. He was running in the top 5, 6. Apparently tire going down. They had to change the tire, and he is now back in the 29th spot. He'll pick up a few more positions. 13 completed laps.
Well, Tim McCready has been giving him all sorts of fits here, especially in lap traffic, but now the doctor's got clear sailing.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. Timmy is a sharp driver, as is Danny Johnson. Danny absolutely loves traffic. I mean, he can get into traffic and just work his way through as good as anybody I've ever seen in a dirt car modified. Timmy McCready is going to be a very patient driver, like he did Wednesday night at the Cuyahoga County Fair Speedway. Right now we got 13 in, we got 7 to go. He's probably going to wait till maybe 15, 16 laps, and then he is going to start making that drive. It's just a 20-lap event, so he's probably going to make it around 16, 17, and then make that charge to try to get onto Danny Johnson. Not much rattles Danny Johnson.
No, not at all. And, of course, his dad, Bob McCready, never really rattled Danny too much, and I don't think Timmy's going to be able to do the same thing to him. So, of course, Timmy, he can get the job done. We saw that, as you mentioned, on Wednesday night at the Cuyahoga County Fair Speedway. And, of course, T-Mac will be right there. And you cannot count out Andy Bicchetti whatsoever. He won one of these Twin 20s here last year and is in a pretty good spot to maybe do it again. Maybe Matt Williamson could sneak up there and play spoiler as well. Mark Johnson having a strong run up into 5th as well. 2 former winners of this race right there, 6th and 7th, Timmy Fuller and Wayne Jelly. They could be factors here as well. 8 laps around here is quite a long ways around, but... Danny Johnson's going to be tough no matter what.
You know what I always say, Tim?
Yeah.
It's never over until the fat lady sings. And I'm going to tell you, I've heard her humming many, many times. Whether it be here at the Mile or at Cayuga or Rolling Wheels or Orange County or wherever, it's never over until that checkered flag drops.
Absolutely, and that's a perfect quote right there, because with these kind of races, it's never over. And of course, we saw that the last two nights with 358 competition at Cayuga County and Rolling Wheels, and we're fixing to see it again here with 8 more to go.
White flag has been displayed. The yellow's going to be coming off. The FX Caprera pace car pulls away from the field down in turn number 3. And he's going to have to make a really fast move because these small block modifieds are starting to reel them in coming out of turn number 4. Pace car is in, ladies and gentlemen. It's lap number 13, lap number 12, and we're ready to go back racing, and this is where the action is, right here on a restart. Racing down into turn number 1. Coming off that second corner and down the back straightaway to Dr. Danny Johnson right there, trying to open up a lead, and he does it. Excellent restarter. Timmy McCready still second. Timmy trying to reel him in. Can't do it right now, but this is where he's going to be making his move. Right down there in that tricky number 3 corner. They're going to bring it down out of turn number 4. The lap counter this time is going to go to the 13th lap with Danny on top. T-Mac running second. Bichetti running back in the number 3 spot. Then Williamson and Mark Johnson. I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with this Williamson. He can really get around this mile in good fashion and a lot of speed. We're getting down to nitty-gritty time. It's going to be 14 to go, this time coming out of turn 4. One of the cars really making a move coming up through the corners. I believe that's Rich Lauenbach making that move coming up through. We'll check the monitor when they come by us here. Willie Decker also on a drive. Willie was running back in the number 15 spot. Timmy Fuller now. Mark Johnson, who was running up there in the number 4 and number 5 spot, is now back to position number 8 as Timmy Fuller and Wayne Jelly have gotten by. Less than 5 laps to go now. As the doctor is moving. Look at Timmy McCready. There are 5 to go, and Timmy McCready looks on the inside. There is going to be a clear racetrack in front of the top 3, and it is going to be a shootout here at Syracuse. Off of turn 4, down the front straightaway. The doctor, he's in command. T-Mac looks to the outside. T-Mac with a good drive coming down that front straightaway. T-Mac look to the outside, drops to the inside. Bichetti hanging right with him. Are they going to hook up and use a draft and try to get by him? Coming off of turn 2 now and working down the back straightaway. Danny on the last lap won a 35-3, a 35-0 for T-Mac. And T-Mac again trying to reel him right in. They race going down in between the short chute now, coming off of turn 4. Danny now right in the commander's seat. He's going to bring him down here in the front straightaway, and they're going to get the side with 3 laps to go. 3 to go. Danny on the top side. Danny wants to stay right there. T-Mac holding on to that number 2 spot. T-Mac looking. Look at him come off of turn 4. T-Mac coming off of turn 4. Now he shuffles to the outside. Now he's going to make a run to the inside. He's going back to the outside. T-Mac working back and forth, trying to find the easy lane. They race in between turns number 3 and 4. Here comes Bichetti now. Bichetti trying to get a run up on the outside. They work coming out of turn 4 and down the front straightaway. It's T-Mac. T-Mac looking down onto the inside. T-Mac coming on that inside lane. He can't do it. He backs out of there. And now Andy Bichetti running back to the number 3 spot. Bichetti looking back, and here comes T-Mac again. A good run there. It's the Doctor still up on the front side. The Doctor staying into that number 1 position. Danny gets up wide in between 3 and 4. And now Lewin down onto the inside. Here comes Timmy McCready. He shows a wheel on the inside. A drag race coming down the front straightaway. The white flag is in the air. This one is going to be a close one. Going down into the corner. Turn number 1. Working off of turn 2. Danny now with a better lead. Look at T-Mac coming off the corner. He's going to the outside. He's going to give it everything he's got. Timmy McCready tries him on the outside. Now drops to the inside. They move down into turn number 3 in the short chute. Checkered flag, getting ready. Scores stand by. Down they come. It's going to be the Dr. Danny Johnson. T-Mac is second. Andy McKetty is third. Matt Williamson fourth. Timmy Fuller fifth. Wayne Jelly in the number 6 spot. Then it's Timmy Sears, Jeremy Wilder. Matt Shepard is finished ninth. Matt Billings in the number 10 spot. Then it's Rich Laumbach 11th. Good run for him back there 12th. It's Lightning and Larry White. Mark Johnson falling all the way to the number 13 spot. I believe he had a tire going down. Brian McDonald in 151 was 14th. Willie Decker 15th. Pat Ward in the number 16 spot. And then Kerry Terrence 17th, 18th spot. Steve Huff 19th position is Jason Harrington. And rounding out the top 20 is going to be Jimmy Cottrell in car number 8C. Well, Tim, it got exciting right at the end. T-Mac with a couple of runs down onto the inside.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Tim Courier trying to stay on the lead lap. He made it tough for Danny Johnson and, of course, Tim McCready. And I'll tell you what, Tim McCready gave him everything he could handle, but Danny was able to hang on to score the win.
Well, you can tell all the photographers. Here's your winners. Danny Johnson. I believe the interview is going to be done trackside, as all of our photographers down there. Dave Buchanan is down there with the wireless. Here comes Billy Decker, winner of the first event. And the second one, Danny Johnson will be joining them. So we're going to go down to Dave Buchanan.
Okay, Joe Murata, thank you very much. As we have our Twin 20 winners here. As now the field just about set for tomorrow's Gander Mountain 150 for the Dirt Car 350 Modified Series. He's climbing out of the car, winner of your first Twin 20 night. Let's hear it for Billy Decker, the Franklin Flyer. Billy, looking dapper in that Napa Auto Parts fire suit. Congratulations. Another stout performance for you and the 91 team.
Oh, Gypsum Wholesaler car has been good since we unloaded it yesterday, so hopefully we can keep it rolling. You know, the track's difficult to say the least, particularly 3 and 4. And hopefully that gets rectified a little bit and we have a good week.
Is it a totally different surface as last year, or is it pretty much the same thing? I know they made a few changes.
Oh, it's quite a bit different. You know, with the clay on the racetrack, it's made the surface change a little bit. It's coming back to normal a little bit in 1 and 2, but still can be a little bit tricky. We're making adjustments trying to find a home.
Billy, good luck tomorrow on the Gander Mountain 150.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker, winner of tonight's first Twin 20. And I will run around the photographers to not get in their way. And we'll get our second Twin 20 winner out of the car. And I'll tell you what, this might be one of the best looking rides here this weekend. The Page Trucking Lax Express 27J. Interviewed this gentleman quite a few times on the front stretch of Ransomville Speedway this season on Friday nights as he teamed up with Randy and Roger Chrysler, and it made for a potent combination. And he's out of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dr. Danny Johnson, winner of Twin 20 number 2. Danny, come on over. Gotta get him cooled down a little bit, I believe. As he wins the second Pullins Truck Center Twin 20 here tonight on Friday night. Danny, come on over. Congratulations. I know it got a little frustrating there at the end, but you held off Tim McCready to pick up the win.
Yeah, I can't wait till that kid could get some brains in his head. But I appreciate all the help I got here today, and luckily he didn't get in the way. It cost us some more money today.
How was the track out there? Billy says it's starting to get a little bit better out there. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a great racetrack. I tell you, these guys are doing a tremendous job. They're doing the best they can with what they got, and you just can't ask for any more than that.
Certainly have brought a sharp-looking ride. You and your team, I know you had a great crew all season, both Friday nights at Ransomville and Saturday nights. You've had some great operations this season. Yeah,
I can't believe the season that we've had so far, and hopefully we can continue on here throughout the weekend.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Winner of the second Pullins Truck Center Twin 20 here tonight, the Doctor, Danny Johnson. Quite a familiar pair here in Victory Lane. Joe, Tim, I'll send it back up to you.
Well, Victory Lane wrapped up down on the track side for the 358 modifieds, as we are going to have the first of 3 triple 20s for the big block modifieds, ladies and gentlemen. Top 6 qualifiers from time trials yesterday: Billy Decker, David Hebert, Peter Britton, Brett Hearn, Bobby Varon, and Gary Tompkins. Billy Decker will have to hustle out of Victory Lane, or you don't have to run, Billy. Take your time. You're okay. The Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week 41 here, ladies and gentlemen, and Billy Decker is going to be making his way over to start in the number 1 position for this triple 20 for the modifieds. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jumbotron is back with us once again in 2012, and we've got some great sponsors that we would like you to meet.
It's that time of year, and we're heading indoors right here at FX Capura in Pulaski.
That's right, Maureen. We're putting over 200 nearly new cars all indoors and all at one great location.
You'll find them all indoors, from Audis to 350Z.
We're the people, we're the place, and we definitely have the product.
So take that short drive and see them all indoors. Take Route 81 North to exit 36, where we're open 7 days a week for your shopping convenience. Or better yet, visit us online at fxchevy.com.
The Unprepared Man's Guide to Hunting. Your office attire may blend in at work, but in the outdoors, it can be a hindrance. Not to worry. Start by rolling in mud until evenly coated. Affix leaves in alternating colors. Ripped sleeves to create foliage bandana. And there we go.
Don't be that guy. Come into Gander Mountain and get everything for your next outdoor adventure. Gander Mountain, we live outdoors.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you-know-who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get too quick and steak and lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get too quick and steak and lube.
They're bigger, badder, and flat out faster. And now they're coming to your town. It's the world of outlaw sprint cars. See the King Steve Kinzer, Red Hot Donnie Schatz, Casey Kane Racing's Joey Saldana, and all of sprint car racing superstars. Don't miss your only chance to witness the greatest show on dirt.
7:30 tomorrow night at Rolling Wheels Raceway. Plus the Winning Your In showdown for Big Block Modified. Get your reserve seats now at SuperDirtWeekOnline.com. The world of outlaws. There's only one Super Dirt Week. Rolling Wheels Raceway.
3 giant nights in Charlotte. 3 series champions will be crowned. The Peak Motor Oil World Finals presented by Napa Auto Parts. An enormous event with a world of outlaw sprint cars, late models, and super dirt car big block modified. 3 days of fans, friends, camping, tours, and the greatest show on dirt. $69 3-day reserve seat and pit pass packages are on sale now at CharlotteMotorspeedway.com. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte. It's the Peak World Finals presented by Napa. November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The Dirt Track at Charlotte. Make your plans now for Florida in February. Dirt Track Racing's biggest superstars. The University of Northwestern Ohio Dirt Car Nationals presented by Summit Racing Equipment. It's a 2-division doubleheader every night. 12 straight nights of outlaw dirt track racing. Sprint cars, UMP modifieds, World of Outlaws and UMP late models, and Super Dirt Car Big Block modifieds. Advanced ticket packages on sale at DirtCarNationals.com. Every ticket is a pit pass. February 12th through 23rd. Florida in February. Volusia Speedway Park.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Twin 20, Triple 20, number 1 for Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week 41 here on the mile for the Big Block Modifieds. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Syracuse, New York. And for everybody listening live on the World Wide Web and watching on Dirt Vision, we welcome you. We want to give a shout out to our friends at Eldora Speedway. They are sitting in the grandstand tonight out there at the Big E in Rossburg, Ohio. Our good friend Roger Slack and company sitting out there and watching all the action from Super Dirt Week on Dirt Vision tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. And ladies and gentlemen in the grandstand, welcome to you here at Syracuse. This is the first of 3 Big Block Modified Triple 20 events, and this is how we're going to set them up for you. By virtue of his fast time yesterday with a time of 32.997, the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker, will start in position number 1. Next to him, Brett Hearn out of Sussex, New Jersey, in car number 20H. Row number 2, Pat Ward out of Genoa, New York in the 42P, and next to him out of Baldwinsville, New York in the number 98H, that is Jimmy Phelps. Row number 3, Larry White in the 99L, and next to him out of Phelps, New York in the number 10J, AJ Slideways, Alan Johnson. Tim Hindley in the 17H machine. He is out of Monticello, New York. He'll roll off 7th, while Vic Coffey in the number 32C will start 8th. Row number 5, Ringo's New Jersey's Ryan Godown in the 747, and next to him, Rob Bellinger out of Dexter, New York in the number 8R. Row number 6, Brian Swartout in the number 14A, and next to him, Jerry Higbee in the New York Truck Parts 55. Next row back, Mark Johnson in 3J out of Guilderland. He'll roll off 13th, and starting 14th, Mario Claire in the 22C. Eldon Payne's 28 will start 16, while Jimmy Horton in the 5 car will start in position number 16. Neil Williams in the 323 will roll off 17th, and Kevin Bates out of Lake Ariel, Pennsylvania in the 6N will roll off 18th. Donnie Corellis in the Reifenberg, number 57, will roll off 19th, while Patrick Dupree out of Saranac Lake, New York will roll off 20th. Tim Courier in the 10C slated to go 21st, and ladies and gentlemen, car number 35 having to go to the tail of the field tonight. Why? Because there was a driver change. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the wheel of the Mike Prattione, number 35 out of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, this is Frank Cozy. Frank Cozy jumping behind the wheel of the number 35 machine. All right, Syracuse, big block time here on the mile. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Decker and Brett Hearn bring them down to Dave Farney's green, and we are underway. The Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker, is going to jump out to the number 1 spot. Leading them down the back straightaway as they head into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time. Rocking and rolling through corner number 3. The Franklin Flyers already graced victory lane here tonight with the number 91, as he took him into turn number 1 and 2. Bringing it down into turn number 2, the Franklin Flyer. Billy Decker advantage over the number 98H of Jimmy Phelps as they work their way down into corner number 3 and 4. Phelps holding on to position number 2. Brett Hearn rides in third. Pat Ward's number 42P sitting back there in position number 4. They'll rumble down the front straightaway as Decker has opened up a 6-car length advantage on lap number 2. Holding on to the third spot, Brett Hearn running back and forth. Pat Ward's Gypsum Express number 42P, 5-spot, 3-time SEF 200 winner Alan Johnson as he holds on to position number 5. Ryan Godown, former sportsman champion here on the mile during Super Dirt Week, rides in position number 6. Vic Coffey, 2-time SEF Small Engine Fuels 200 winner, holding on to position number 7. 3 of them in the books. Coffey still 7th. Larry White rides in 8th. 9th is Jerry Higbee's number 55, and rounding out the top 10 is Tim Hindley out of Monticello, New York. Now Hindley in the number 1H and the 55 of Jerry Higbee. No strangers to one another as they do battle each and every Saturday night on the hard clay at the Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York. But right now this race belongs to the number 91 Napa Auto Parts machine of the Franklin Flyer, Billy Decker. Decker showing him the fast way around as he exits corner number 2, and now Brett Hearn starting to reel in the number 98H of Jimmy Phelps. Phelps has been close to winning the SEF Small Engine Fuels 200, finishing 2nd 3 years ago. But right now he runs 2nd to Billy Decker in this 20-lap qualifying event, our first of 3. As they exit corner number 4, top 3 have pulled away from the 4th place car of Pat Ward. Almost 3/4 of a straightaway advantage of the top 3 over Pat Ward. 4.5 seconds. The advantage from Brett Hearn in 3rd, back to Pat Ward in 4th. Decker still shows the way into turn number 3 on the west end as Jimmy Phelps in the 98H still showing in 2nd, pushes up just a little bit. Now Hearn in the number 20 trying to gain a little bit of ground. He'll close within 3 car lengths as they come across the complete lap number 6. Billy Decker leads the way. Jimmy Phelps still there for 2nd. Brett Hearn in 3rd. Pat Ward riding in the 4th spot. Alan Johnson is 5th. Ryan Godown sits in 6th. Larry White 7th. Vic Coffey 8th. Jerry Higbee 9th. Tim Hindley completes the top 10. Brian Swardow's 14A is 11th, followed by Mario Claren 12th, Rob Bellinger 13th, Donnie Corellis 14th, and Eldon Payne holds on to position number 15. Frank Cozy has now moved up to the 20th position. Been a while since the driver out of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, has been behind the wheel of a modified. He's been racing 360 and 410 sprints for the last 2 years. Decker holding off the charges and the advancement of everybody else in the field right now. 6 make his 7 car lengths over the 98H of Jimmy Phelps, and Hearn is starting to turn it up just a little bit. Closing in on the Troyer race cars. Hanky Baldwin Racing, number 98H of Jimmy Phelps, as Hearn now works the bottom off of corner number 2. Phelps rolls into the throttle and opens up another 1.5 car length advantage and pulls away just a little bit from the Hearn number 20 as they dance into turn number 3. Still chasing after, looking at the back deck lid of that number 91 of Billy Decker. Decker brings him off the corner. 9 laps will be complete this time by in the first triple 20 for the big blocks. Pat Ward, meanwhile, still holding on to position number 4, while the number 10 of Alan Johnson running in 5th. The 747, Ryan Godown, holding on to 6. Larry White's 99L is 7th. Vic Coffey is 8th. Jerry Higbee rides in 9th. Tim Hindley still completes the top 10. Watching the progression of Larry White in the LJL Racing Gypsum Express, number 99L. He looks to the top side, couldn't make it work that time. Into turn number 3 and 4. 1 year ago, Lightning Larry made the top side work during the 200. We're halfway home, 10 down, 10 to go. Larry White all over Ryan Godown as they dance into the east end in turn number 1 and 2. Godown has position number 6. Larry White wants it as he watches from the 7th spot, while Vic Coffey holding on to 8th, lurking in the shadows. And we've got one car off the pace. That's the 3J of Mark Johnson out of Guilderland, New York, out of the Capital District area of Albany, as he is off the pace on the inside of turn number 1. That is right in front of the leaders as Billy Decker closing in on him. Jimmy Phelps 3 car lengths behind. Hearn is 3 car lengths behind Phelps as they motor down the back straightaway. 12 will be complete for the Franklin Flyer. Billy Decker, the family business, Quality Hardwoods, also sponsoring that car. LJL Racing, John and Laura White, the owners, as they come down the front stretch. And on lap number 12, it's still Decker in control. Nobody has been better than Billy Decker once again for the 2nd consecutive year here at Super Dirt Week. Last year, he won the pole for both races. He won qualifying events for the both races. He won the 358 Gander Mountain 150. The only race he didn't win last year was the big one, the SEF engines, the SEF 200 presented by VP Racing Fuels. And once again, Decker in control of a 20-lap qualifying event. 13 in the books, 7 miles remain. Off of corner number 2, Jimmy Phelps feeling the pressure from the Brett Hearn number 20. Hearn couldn't muster up the power that time as they head into turn number 3. A Bicknell chassis leads. A Troyer chassis runs in 2nd. A TO chassis runs in 3rd. Motoring off of corner number 4. And Billy Decker with that LJL Kevlar power plant strapped between the pipes, taking them up into turn number 1 once again, keeping the advantage of 9/10 of a second over Jimmy Phelps. While they continue to run status quo, watching behind them, Pat Ward still in 4th. While Alan Johnson holds on to the 5 spot. Ryan Godown 6th, Larry White 7th, Vic Coffey is 8th, Tim Hindley 9th. As they exit corner number 2. Behind them, holding on to 11th, is Brian Swartout in the number 14 machine. Decker flashing into turn 1 and 2 with 5 laps remaining. And here comes Larry White to the inside of Godown. He'll shut the door on him with a Friday night power slide. Into turn number 1, and Lightning Larry White, showing no fear, takes over position number 6 from Ryan Godown. Your leaders across the line. 4 to go for Decker, who now can hear the engine of the number 98H of Jimmy Phelps behind him, as Phelps looks to close in as they work their way into turn number 3 once again. The number 20 of Brett Hearn still watching all this evolve from position number 3. We will have 17 down and 3 miles remaining. Decker shoots it across the line into turn number 1. Nobody has anything for the Franklin Flyer. He has been the cream of the crop all week long here at the mile. Decker has 10 Triple 20 wins here at Super Dirt Week in the course of a sensational career. Yellow lights are on. Caution coming out with 3 laps remaining. We have a car stopped on the inside of corner number 4.
You know, Shane, I'm not positive, and wait till they come by, but it could be the 20 car.
Joe, I think you're right on that. Listening to his radio right now, the right rear wheel broken right in the center.
I think that may be Brett Hearn up in turn number 4, Joe.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Sitting on the inside of turn number 4, and boy, just about on this lap in the small block deal, he had a problem, and here he is with the big block.
Rich Fleck, he has made his way down that way towards the number 20 car. What do you have, Rich?
Well, as good as the 20 car was running, myriad of problems here in this first Triple 20. Brett Hearn just said over the radio, we've got work to do, boys, and certainly that's the case for both feature events this weekend. A broken right rear wheel right out of the center, ripped out, and the other issue that he was facing for the first 17 laps, his two-way communication was seated on his lap. When I was listening to the two-way communication, you could hear him on the throttle. So a multitude of issues this evening for Brett the Jet. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Rich Fleck, and it has been a very difficult night here for Brett Hearn. Troubles in the 358 modified heat race, and now troubles with his big block modified. And this is not a place where you want to be, behind the 8-ball going into your two biggest races of the season. So Brett Hearn and the Madsen Motorsports team really have their work cut out for them.
You know, the good part of it is, particularly for this event and going into the SEF 200, he has guaranteed one of his top 6 spots. I mean, he will still go away from, I believe, position number 3, or number 4, I think it is, number 4.
Well, Brett Hearn, as we mentioned, had trouble in his 358 race here tonight as well. Dave Buchanan, you have more on that.
Yes, Shane, I went down to the Madsen overhead door pits, and they had the hood off, and Brett could not get that car refired after they pushed it off the track. The crew was thrashing under the hood. It was right by the firewall, right by the carburetor. Not sure if it was the ignition or distributor or anything, but some kind of issues with the 358 ride for Brett Hearn, as they could not get that car refired after it went back to the pits.
Well, thank you very much, Dave Buchanan and Rich Vleck reporting on the 20 of Brett Hearn. So he will go back pit side, but our field stays under yellow right here on the front stretch. Billy Decker, your race leader, with Jimmy Phelps in second. This will push everybody up behind them 1 spot, so that'll put Pat Ward in third. Alan Johnson 4th, Larry White 5th, Vic Coffey 6th, Ryan Godown 7th, Jerry Higbee 8th, Tim Hindley 9th, and Donnie Corrales in car number 57. Rounding out the top 10, Brian Swartout in the 14A is 11th, Mario Claire's 22C is 12th, Rob Bellinger in the 8 hours 13th, Jimmy Horton in the 5 car is 14th, while Tim Courier in the 10C is 15th, Eldon Payne's 28P is 16th, Kevin Bates in the 6N 17th, Mark Johnson 18th, Frank Cozy 19th, and Neil Williams rounding out the field. We will have the white flag being displayed at this time by, so 17 are down. 3 laps to go, a green-white checker, as the FX Compare Car Company's Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week 41 pace car, Ron DiUlio, behind the wheel of that fine-looking ride, showing the field the way around the racetrack right now. Race fans, don't forget, we will be on the air again once again tomorrow with the Dirt Radio Network and Dirt Vision right here for the Sportsman Championship event, as well as the Gander Mountain 150 and all the action that takes place right here on the Moody Mile at Super Dirt Week 41. And tomorrow night, once again, a reminder at the Rolling Wheels Raceway in Elbridge, New York, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, along with the modified Win and You're In, will be on the track. Doubleheader tomorrow night over at the Rolling Wheels Raceway in Elbridge.
You know, I see the STP sprint car right out back here, right out behind the grandstand, and that just kind of gets my blood sizzling to watch those World of Outlaws.
Well, Dave Buchanan, you've made your way over to the Brett Hearn pit. What do you got for us?
Well, I don't know if I can say it's 100% positively, Shane, but they're thrashing on this right rear, thinking they can maybe get him back on track. They changed the tire while it was still on the back of the tow truck. They've got the 20 car now on the ground. The engine is not running, though.
Well, all right, thank you very much to Dave Buchanan as the crew continues to work on the number 20 of Brett Hearn. If you're not familiar with where the jet pits each and every year here, right as you enter the pit area off the cinder track to go behind the wall in the pits, you go straight back and you'll see the big number 20 Madsen Motorsports hauler sitting there where all the yellow lights are right now with the tow truck. And just received a report that Brett is out of the cars, so he is done for the evening with the big block modifieds. 3 miles remain here at the Syracuse Fairgrounds. Super Dirt Week 41 brought to us by Napa Auto Parts. The first of 3 20-lap big block modified features, and we are underway. Giving it a hot lunch once again off of corner number 2. Billy Decker looking to put this one on the mantle as he takes him into corner number 3 and 4. Jimmy Phelps in second. Pat Ward rides in third. Here comes Larry White. He's looking to get around AJ on the top side. Looking for fourth into turn number 3 and 4. So Lightning Larry's got a fire lit. He's looking to make some noise as we have 2 to go. 18 are down, 2 to go, and Larry White looking to add some excitement to the Friday night lights as he has got the 32C of Vic Coffey right there with him as they work their way down the back straightaway as he watches from position number 6. Billy Decker, though, takes him into corner number 3 and 4. White flag will be displayed. Final time around for Billy Decker, bringing it off of corner number 4. 1 more mile here at Syracuse starts right now for Billy Decker. As he has done so many times before, Billy Decker, a 10-time modified triple 20 feature winner here on the mile during Super Dirt Week, takes him down the backstretch into turn number 3 for the final time. That tricky number 3 turn as they head into corner number 3 and 4, working it off the turn. Billy Decker straightens it out down the front straightaway, and the Franklin Flyer wins the first triple 20. Second will be Jimmy Phelps. Pat Ward third, Alan Johnson fourth, Larry White fifth, Vic Coffey sixth, Ryan Godown seventh, eighth is Jerry Higbee, ninth Tim Hindley, Donnie Corellis rounds out the top 10. For the 11th time in his career, Billy Decker wins a modified triple 20 here at Super Dirt Week. Jimmy Phelps crosses in second, Pat Ward third, Alan Johnson fourth, Larry White fifth, Vic Coffey sixth, 7th, Ryan Godown. 8th, Jerry Higbee. 9th, Tim Hindley. And rounding out the top 10 is Donnie Corellis. So Billy Decker picking up the win for the first triple 20. Second triple 20 ready to roll trackside. Modified triple 20 number 2, ready to take it to the speedway, and here's Tim Baltz.
Thank you very much, Shane Andrews, as David Hubert, the great Canadian champion in the 1H, going away from the pole. Outside will be Bobby Varon aboard the 00 machine. T-Mac, Tim McCready in the Sweeteners Plus, number 39 out of Watertown, with Waterloo, New York's Matt Shepard in the 9S machine. Niagara Lake on the Lake, Ontario's Stuart Friesen, two-time defending race winner inside of row number 3 in the 44, with Timmy Fuller out of Edwards, New York in the 74 machine. The Doctor, Danny Johnson in the 27J will start 7th with Bob McGinnon in the 21M starting in the number 8 spot. Jeff Strunk on the inside of row number 5 in the number 88 with West Sand Lake, New York's Kenny Tremont aboard the number 115 machine. Tom Sears Jr. in the 62 with Eddie Marshall in the 89 share row number 6. Row 7, 77F of Mark Flack Jr. with Darwin Green aboard the number 1. starting in 14th. 15th starting spot, 13S of Tony Steiner and Brian Murphy's 42. Matt Pupello in the 342 starting 17th, with Clementarian starting in the 18th position. 19th to Kevin Albert in the 3A. 816 of Jeff Rockefeller starting outside of row number 10 in the 20th position. Marcus Dinkins in the 17 starting 21st, with Aaron Jacobs in the 16 starting in 22nd, and rounding it out will be the 1J of Jason Harrington starting in 23rd. That is your starting lineup for the second of 3 Triple 20 events for the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series. Of course, the all-time leader in Triple 20 heat wins is Brett Hearn at 14. Billy Decker just won his 11th career Triple 20 heat event. And we are going to be set to go racing as the lights are out atop the Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week FX Caprara Car Company's pace car. As they motor down the back straightaway, David Hebert will lead them down to the green. Bobby Varon alongside. As they motor down the back straightaway, 2 by 2. 23 cars will be set to do battle. And David Hebert, he's had no trouble qualifying for this event, would like to get a solid starting position at the front of the field if he can as they work through turns 3 and 4. Pace car pulls off the speedway in turn number 4. Green lights are on and we're off and running. 20 laps the distance. Off of corner number 2, Bobby Varon grabs the early race lead. Matt Shepard able to follow right behind him. And I'll tell you what, David Hebert, something must be going wrong as he has just lost 3 spots on this start as Tim McCready is snuck by for position number 3. And Hebert with a problem in the 1H. He is definitely slowing to the outside part of the speedway off of turn number 4. At lap number 1, Varon leads the way. Then it's Shepard, Danny Johnson, Tim McCready. As David Hebert trying to get that car pit side as the field motors down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Varon still holds the top spot. Matt Shepard a couple of car lengths back off of turn number 4, and we have got caution on the speedway as Tom Sears Jr. has pulled his 62 to the pit area out of Clay, New York. 1 lap complete here. And Bobby Varon leads the way. Matt Shepard, Tim McCready, Stuart Friesen, Tim Fuller. That's your top 5. And it's Jeff Strunk. Danny Johnson is 7th. Bob McGannon up into 8th. Kenny Tremont, Mark Flack. That's your top 10. Then it's David Hebert, Matt Pupello, Tony Steiner, Brian Murphy, Marcus Dinkins, Jeff Rockefeller, Kevin Albert, Aaron Jacobs, Eddie Marshall, Tom Sears Jr., Clementarian, and Jason Harrington. That is the rest of your field. So the Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week FX Caprara pace car.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the 50-50 draw. We'll do it before the field gets back to green. Doug Elkins just drew it. It is a red ticket for how much? $1,261. It is a red ticket. Ticket number 199200. 199200, the winning 50-50 ticket. Please come to the media center to claim your prize. 199200, red ticket for the 50-50. Guys, back up to you.
Well, thank you very much, Rich Fleck. 199200 if you have that ticket. The media center is right down in front of us here with the big Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week banner right there in front of the building. White flag being displayed from Dave Farney. And we will be headed back under the green flag here very shortly. 59 different drivers have won a Triple 20 heat event during Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week. Bobby Varon has one of them. Matt Shepard has one as well. Tim McCready has never won a Triple 20 heat event in his career and would like to get that done here today. So field set, ready to go. Off of corner number 4, we're back underway. Green flag is out. Bobby Varon is on the gas, and we're racing. And Varon opens up 2 car lengths already on Matt Shepard down the back straightaway. Shepard riding in the second spot. McCready is third. Stuart Friesen continues to run in the top 5 into 4th. As back there in the number 5 spot, Danny Johnson has come up through the field nicely as Fuller right there behind him in 6th, a couple of former champions of this race. Motor down the front straightaway. Now Varon is going to have some pressure here in the form of Matt Shepard. As they motor off into corners 1 and 2, Shepard is right there knocking on the back doorstep for that number 1 spot as McCready and Danny Johnson go at it as they head off down the back straightaway. Stuart Friesen riding in the 4th spot. Then it's Johnson, Timmy Fuller back there, position number 6. Jeff Strunk, Bob McGann, and Kenny Tremont and Mark Flack, your top 10. And we are back under yellow once again for the second time in this event. And the car slowed here on the front straightaway. 17 of Marcus Dinkins, and Marcus has had all sorts of problems here this week. Had troubles in qualifying and now having problems here in his Triple 20 heat event. Or 17 former SEF 200 champions have recorded a Triple 20 heat event as well. Brett Hearn, Billy Decker, Bob McCready, Danny Johnson, Jimmy Horton, Jack Johnson, Matt Shepard, Vic Coffey, Richie Tobias Jr., Kenny Brightbill, Doug Hoffman, Frank Cozy, Gary Ballou, Kenny Tremont, Merv Treichler, and Timmy Fuller, all former champions of this SEF 200. All have at least one Triple 20 heat win. So field coming through turns 3 and 4 once again. Napa Auto Parts pace car placing the field down the front straightaway. White flag is in the air. So fielded, set, ready to go. Bobby Varon still leading the way here. Matt Shepard was putting the pressure on him before that last caution flag. 2 laps are complete. Field working off of turn 4. Green flag back out. We're underway. As Shepard lost a little ground that time to Bobby Varon as they make their way down the back straightaway, but Varon pulls away by 4 car lengths. And right now, just behind him, Tim McCready starting to reel in Shepard for the number 2 spot. Just behind him, Stuart Friesen and Danny Johnson, 4th and 5th off of turn number 4. And Varon, I'll tell you what, he gets a great restart, but Matt Shepard, once that right rear heats up, he starts to reel in Varon, going down into corners 1 and 2. Shepard is right there with him. Tim McCready trying to follow suit into corners 1 and 2. Stuart Friesen right there with him in 4th. The Doctor, Danny Johnson, trying to do what Billy Decker did in that sweep, the twin and triple 20 heat events, but he's got a lot of work in front of him as Danny rides in that 5th spot. Timmy Fuller is right there with him in position number 6. As the field motors down the front straightaway, Varon still holds a comfortable advantage, about 3 car lengths down in front. Shepard, the 2009 champion of the SCF 200, holding down position number 2. Tim McCready has never won either the SCF 200 or the Gander Mountain 150, and he has never won a triple 20 heat event either, and he wants to get this triple 20 win out of the way if he can, but he's got a lot of work in front of him to run down Bobby Varon and Matt Shepard as the top 2 pull away by about 6 car lengths over McCready off of turn number 4. Stuart Friesen starting to reel in T-Mac as they motor down the front straightaway. Danny Johnson lurking back there in spot number 5. He's taking his time right now through corners 1 and 2. Timmy Fuller got a little out of shape going into turn number 1. Nearly caught the wall down on the inside. And Fuller lost him even more ground to Danny Johnson that time around. Bob McGann and Jeff Strunk, Kenny Tremont and Mark Flack. That is your top 10. Matt Pupello, David Hebert, Eddie Marshall, Tony Steiner, Brian Murphy, Jeff Rockefeller, Kevin Albert, Aaron Jacobs, Marcus Dinkins, Tom Sears Jr., Lamont Terrian, and Jason Harrington. That is your 22-car field. That lap number 6. As we have got 14 laps left to go, and Varon trying to pull away and hide from Matt Shepard. He's opened up about 5 car lengths down the back straightaway, then another gap of about 7 back to the 39 of Tim McCready as he rides in 3rd, followed by Stuart Friesen as the top 6 pretty well spaced out as it's almost about 6 seconds separating the top 5 drivers as they motor down the front straightaway. Varon's got that 00 Dover brake machine working very well through corners 1 and 2. Shepard very much in this one. He rides in that 2nd spot. And Varon that time around opened up the lead to almost 1 full second. Lap time that by 33.412. 33.412 for Bobby Varon that time around off of turn number 4. And Varon looked like he opened the lead a little bit more coming down the front straightaway. I'll see him at the stripe here. And Varon has opened it up 1.096 seconds on Matt Shepard as they motor down the back straightaway. Shepard all alone in the number 2 spot as Tim McCready, Sweeteners plus 39, still holding down position number 3. And Stuart Friesen, that original Pizza Logs 44, is within striking distance of McCready, trying to reel him in off of turn number 4. The top 2 have broken away from McCready, and the battle is going to be on here for the number 4 spot with McCready and Stuart Friesen as Danny Johnson watches that battle from spot number 5. Tim Fuller, the Smith Brothers 74 machine, up into position number 6 as Bob McGannon having a strong run. Once again, that 21M machine motors away in spot number 7. Jeff Strunk has his hands full now with Kenny Tremont as they motor down the back straightaway. Tremont a full straightaway ahead of 10th place Mark Flack, and Flack has Eddie Marshall and Matt Pupello to deal with as they battle for 10th, 11th, and 12th, but up in front of the halfway point. Varon leads your leader. Caution on the speedway, and looks to me that could be Danny Johnson, and I believe it is, as he has parked it up there off of turn number 4. Johnson running in the top 5 before his car went away on him. Safety crews coming out to see if Danny needs assistance back to the pit area, and we'll see if we get a word trackside from either Rich Fleck or Dave Buchanan on what happened to Danny Johnson. Flat left front tire for the doctor. Brian Murphy off the pace. He has pulled it to the garage area. Flat on the right rear for him. And Dave Buchanan is down at trackside near Danny Johnson's pit area. As Danny's coming in right now. Oh, pair of technical difficulties down there. We're still trying to work the bugs out, and we'll get it worked out as Danny Johnson's crew goes to work on the left front of that ride. We thank Dave Buchanan very much down there for the report as Danny's crew going to work. He had a great run last night at Rolling Wheels.
Check 1, 2, check.
As he pulls away, the Page Trucking number 27J will have to rejoin at the tail of the field. Strong run in his 358 modified.
Check 1, 2. Down here in the Danny Johnson pit, that plant left front that they pulled off the car, pretty bent up. As Randy Chrysler and the crew looking things over, they got their driver back on the track, obviously, but now the doctor will have his work cut out for him here with 10 in and 10 to go, guys.
So, white flag being displayed on the field, and Bobby Varon has led every lap so far. So Varon with that Dover brake 00 will lead the field down to the green. So field working off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. We're off and running. And Varon tucked right tight down on the inside. And looking back through this field, Mark Flack slowed up, and Eddie Marshall just about made contact with him. They straighten themselves out, though, as they head down the back straightaway. As Varon continues to work his way off of turn number 4, Matt Shepard looks like he's turned the wick up just a little bit more as he works it down into turns 1 and 2. Shepard has narrowed that gap to about 3 car lengths. We got caution back out on the speedway once again. And I believe that is Mark Flack over there in turns 3 and 4. He had problems going into turn 1 at the start of that, or on that last restart, and he pulls it down into turns 3 and 4 headed pit side already, and he is. And we'll see if we get a word trackside from Rich Fleck or Dave Buchanan on the flak number 77 down there, as they go to work right away on the front end.
Yeah, tire was down, guys.
All right, Dave, thank you very much down there. Dave Buchanan doing a great job tonight on pit road. So Bobby Varon continues to lead the way. Then it's Matt Shepard, Tim McCready, Stuart Friesen, Tim Fuller, Bob McGinn, and Jeff Strunk, Kenny Tremont, Matt Pupello, and Eddie Marshall. That is your top 10. We're getting set to go back under the green. Dave Farney says, let's get going. And Bobby Varon listened to him as he motors down into turns 1 and 2 as Shepard still holding down position number 2. Then it is Tim McCready. T-Mac trying to reel in Shepard for the number 2 spot, but he can't. He's got to worry about the 44 of Stuart Friesen just behind him. Friesen reeled him in going into turns 3 and 4. Stuart Friesen on the charge, and the Pizza Logs number 44 ride. Down in front they go, and Varon trying to run away and hide from Shepard. And Shepard lost it a little bit coming off of turn number 4, and it's going to allow for Tim McCready to close the gap as he makes his way into turns 1 and 2. Shepard is second, followed by McCready, Stuart Friesen, and former SCF 200 winner in 2004, Tim Fuller, the Smith Brothers 74 ride. He quickly closes in on Stuart Friesen as the top 5 motor through turns 3 and 4. It still is Bobby Varon leading the way. Varon has led every lap so far. 13 laps will be complete this time by 7 more to go as Matt Shepard trying to find a line to run down the 00 of Varon as they go down into turns 1 and 2. Varon right there off of turn number 2. He takes it up down the back straightaway. Shepard is second, followed by McCready, Friesen, and Fuller as they have opened up quite a distance now. On 6th place, Bob McGinn, who has had himself a strong run. McGinn finished 10th in the SCF 200 last year. Wants to improve on that this season as well. But off of turn number 4, Bobby Varon continues his dominance of this race. The gap between Matt Shepard and Tim McCready has stayed about 2 car lengths. McCready drove it deep into turn number 1 that time, trying to reel in Shepard, but Shepard really strong off of corner number 2 and drives away from Tim McCready down the back straightaway as the 44 of Friesen works in spot number 4. Then it's Fuller, the Smith Brothers 74 ride, back there in the 5th spot as he is trying to reel in Stuart Friesen in that 44 machine off turn number 4. Varon, Shepard, and McCready 1, 2, and 3 right there. Then it's Friesen, Timmy Fuller, your top 5. Bob McGinn still having a strong run, running in the number 6 position. And it is Jeff Strunk back there in 7th. The 1999 SCF 200 champion Kenny Tremont continues to ride there in spot number 8. He's being followed by another Lebanon Valley regular, the 98 of Eddie Marshall, as Matt Pupello has cracked into the top 10, getting by the Jeff Rockefeller machine as they motor down the front straightaway with Bobby Varon in control of this race. 4 laps left to go this time. Dave Farney down there in the flag stand showing Bobby Varon how big of a lead he has. And right now, he can kind of just take his time, just hit his marks these last 4 laps, and Bobby Varon will have his second ever triple 20 heat win as field starts to work it up into turns 3 and 4. Shepard trying to do everything in the books to run down Bobby Varon, but he may be running on a time. 3 to go this time by. As Varon works his way down in front. Matt Shepard doing everything he can to run him down. Tim McCready doing the exact same thing. He is going to have Stuart Friesen to worry about here. Friesen took a little different line through corners 1 and 2, and Mr. Freeze is working his way up to Tim McCready's back bumper in a hurry. Down the back straightaway, McCready got a great drive that time coming off of turn number 2. Pulls away from Friesen by about 5 car lengths. Tim Fuller lurking back there in spot number 5, waiting to pounce. But up in front with 2 laps left to go. From Dave Farney, it is Bobby Varon leading the way down in front. That Dover Brake 00 machine working it down the front straightaway. Shepard, the FX Caprera Extreme Lubricants number 9S, holding down position number 2. The Sweeteners plus 39 of T-Mac. Tim McCready still holding on to position number 3. As Friesen holds down 4th. Fuller got in a little bit too hot going into turn number 2 and lost even more ground now to Stuart Friesen. Off of turn number 4, white flag being displayed this time by, and Bobby Varon takes it up into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. Almost a half a lap left to go here on the Moody Mile here in triple 20. Number 2 as Matt Shepard chases him down in spot number 2, trying to get by him, but he's going to run out of time. Matt Shepard, Stuart Friesen, and Timmy Fuller into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And it's been since 1973 that the 00 has been into victory lane here at the Moody Mile. Down in front, Bobby Varon brings it back in 2012. He grabs triple 20 number 2 with Shepard and McCready and Friesen, your top 4. Then it's Fuller into 5th. Bob McGinn and Jeff Strunk, Kenny Tremont, Eddie Marshall, and Danny Johnson makes it all the way back up from the back of the field to finish in the number 10 position. So, as we mentioned, it was 1973 the last time the 00 machine went to victory lane here, and Bobby Varon just brought it back here in 2012. Joe Murata, and Joe's going to sneak in here. Glad to see you back. And of course, the second of 3 triple 20 qualifying heats goes to Varon in preparation for the VP Small Engine Fuels 200. Joe, you remember that 00 going into victory lane?
Oh, yes, I do. I remember that big sign, what's in the program. Buzzy, you're beautiful. Hey, here's the way we're going to be lining up. The third of the triple 20s for the big block modifieds. Going away on the pole, he turned 3rd quick time on Thursday afternoon. It's the car number 21A. He is out of Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Peter Britton. And on the outside, driving car number 84 out of Honeoye Falls, New York, it's Gary Tompkins. Row number 2 on the inside from Phelps, New York, the Phelps Cement, car number 3, Justin Hares. And on the outside of row number 2, out of Duanesburg, New York, 3rd generation driver, it is Ronnie Johnson. Ronnie aboard car number 2J. Row number 3 on the inside out of Watertown, New York, the big gun. Driving car number 49, it's Billy Dunn. And on the outside, in car number 34B, Andy Bicchetti. Bicchetti in the 6th spot. Going away, row number 4, the big show, car number 48T. It is Dave Rauscher. And on the outside, driving the number 7 out of Quakerstown, Pennsylvania, it is Rich Laumbach. Laumbach in car number 7. Row number 5 on the inside, car number 77J, Keith Flack. On the outside, driving a 19W, it's going to be Justin Wright. Or row number 6, inside lane, car number 56 from Phoenix, New York. It is Vinny Vitale. Rick Scagliotta on the outside in car number 8. Row number 7 on the inside lane. Car number 4K, Jasmine Lavelli. On the outside, Tyler Siri in car number 5. Row number 8 on the inside lane. Car number 16 is going to be Lance Willix. On the outside, Dan Humes in car number 0. 9th row inside, the 72 of Tommy Flanagan. Brian Sage on the outside in car number 57S. Row 10, car number 188, David Papineau. On the outside, it's Patrick McGrail. Row number 11, Greg Atkins in car number 1NY. Roy Bresnahan in car number 02. And Matt Williamson in car number 6M. Hey,
Joe.
folks, don't forget, directly after the interviews for the winners of the Triple 20s, Three Fingers, Mordecai Brown, and his fireworks show spectacular. That's going to be taking place. I believe they're going to be shooting them off between turns number 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Want to remind everybody, Napa Auto Parts is a proud partner of Super Dirt Week and Dirt Car Racing. To show your support at participating Napa Auto stores, fans can purchase their 99-cent Pit Pass upgrade for Sundays. VP Small Engine Fuels 200, the largest big block modified race in the world, for just 99 cents. You can rub shoulders with your favorite big block modified drivers at the Moody Mile.
And we're just about set to go. The FX Caprera pace car remaining out onto the speedway racing surface. Cranks it to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. Down they come as they bring it down here in the front straightaway. Peter Britton from the pole position, but scooping up on the outside. Gary Tompkins. Gary trying to make a run coming up on the outside. They move coming off at turn number 2 and shuffle down the back straightaway. A couple of cars touching together right about halfway down the pack, and they all get away from it as they enter the number 3 turn. I believe the cars that may have come together were the Vitale and Scagliotta car down in here coming off at turn number 4. Working off at turn number 2 and continuing to stay up on the top side, it's Gary Tompkins. Gary, who has never won an event here at Syracuse, he's been a top runner. I talked to him the other day. He says, really, what I want to do is just finish the race. But he comes working off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. It is Tompkins up there in the number 1 spot, and then running right there in the number 2 position. It's the 3 car of Justin Hares. Hare's still riding in the number 2 spot, and now he gets up a little bit wide coming off the corner. Hare's going to the outside. Billy Dunn, car number 49. He's running back in the number 3 position. They race going down in turn number 3, and look at... Billy Dunn putting a show on right now in the number 49 car. Billy coming up on the outside part of the race. Gary Tompkins still up there on that top side as he leads him going down the back straightaway. Gary now with about a 10-car advantage going down into turn number 3. But the guy who's really putting the show on is Billy Decker as he is working on Hares for that number 2 spot. Trying to come up on the outside, Billy Dunn. I stand corrected. Billy Dunn in car number 49. Peter Britton in car number 21 has dropped back to the number 4 position. The race right now is for the number 2 spot as they come working off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Billy Dunn with a lot of power going down. Hares holds on to the number 2 spot. Hares kind of inched away coming off that number 2 spot, but number 2 corner. But now closing right in, it is Billy Dunn. The 49 car trying to reel in up on the outside. Gary Tompkins staying up there in the number 1 spot. Gary holding on, going down into turn number 1. Dunn running back in the number 3 spot. Your 4th place runner is the Peter Britton in car number 21. Andy Bicchetti holds on to position number 5. Those are your top 5 as they race down to between turns number 3 and 4. 5 are in this time around. It's going to be a lap number 6. And Gary quickly sliding across the start-finish line. He wants to just end this whole thing. They were not going to be racing at Syracuse at all this year. And they made up their mind, I believe, a week ago Thursday. So Tompkins right now with a borrowed motor leads him down the back straightaway, down into turn number 3. Dustin Hare's holding on to the number 2 qualifying spot. Hare's always a strong runner, whether it be a short track or a long one. Ronnie Johnson still running 6, Rauscher running 7, Rick Laumbach in the number 8 spot. Flack is running 9. Right now, Gary Tompkins has a 1.7 lead over Justin Hares. Hares still running second. Right behind it's Billy Dunn. Look at Billy Dunn now. He is going to the outside. Billy is on a charge. Billy going right to the outside. Part of the speedway, and we got a battle for the number 2 spot. Billy coming off the high side of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. He didn't do it. He goes right back in line. Hares is still second. Dunn is third, and still Peter Britton back there in the number 4 spot. Again, Billy Dunn swings to the outside. Billy settles down coming off of turn 2. Works on Justin Hares going down the back straightaway. They race together every Saturday night at the Canandaigua Speedway. And once again, Dunn goes to the outside. Dunn trying to go to the outside. He pulled up on the outside. Now swings to the inside. Tries a great maneuver to the inside. Can't rattle him. 9 laps are in. Great battle for the number 2 spot. Billy Dunn still riding back there third. Britton running fourth. McKenny is fifth. Ronnie Johnson riding in the number 6 spot. Ronnie, of course, aboard car number 2. He races going down into turn number 3. Gary Tompkins now with a 2.152 second lead over Justin Hares, and all the excitement has been from second place back. Right now, things settling down a little bit here at the halfway point. 10 are in, 10 to go. We're getting some fireworks on the track. We're going to get fireworks here a little bit later as they race down the back straightaway. Justin Hares now is pulled away from Billy Dunn, and the margin is cut down to 2.4 seconds. So either the leader is slowing down or Justin is getting a little bit quicker. We'll try to check it out this time around. Almost identical speed between first and second. But in order for Justin Hares to get him, he's got to catch him. And he's got well over a quarter of a straightaway lead as they race down into turn number 3. Billy Dunn has backed off on that battle and now closes in a little bit. Billy Dunn again closing in down in between turns 3 and 4. That's where he's got his power and speed, and the car sets the best. He looks down to the inside coming off the corner. Can't do it. There are 8 laps to go. Gary Tompkins turned in a 1:05.904 lap on that last one. Difference between first and second right now, 2.9 seconds. Leader down in turn number 3. The leader can back way off going down into that number 3 turn. They race down in between turns 3 and 4. Once again, Billy Dunn trying that charge and trying to close in for the number 2 spot. There's about 6 car lengths between second and third. Peter Britton a distance behind that. Peter said, I want to finish that big one, the VP SCF 200 on Sunday afternoon. He was one of the fast timers on Thursday afternoon. Gary Tompkins completes lap number 13, just did not turn in the fastest lap. Fastest lap on that last lap was Justin Hares, and we got a smoker. That is the Series car number 5. They're waving him in out of harm's way. Does he have enough powder to do it? Yes, he does. 14 laps have been completed. Gary Tompkins will now be catching some traffic as he works halfway down the back straightaway down into turn number 3. He backs off of it just a little bit, and when he does that, that enormous lead that he had has shrunk right up. As a matter of fact, Gary has dropped from a 105 average down to a 102 mile an hour average, and Justin Harris is catching him. There is 4 miles an hour difference between first and second. There is a problem with the leader. Gary Tompkins had that big lead. It is now down to 1 second. 1 second between first and second on that last go-round. This time around, there's going to be a 4 laps to go. And again, as the leaders come by us, the difference is less than 1 second. 0.8 of a second. Gary Tompkins entering turn number 3, but look who's closing in and moving up and around the outside, Billy Dunn. Billy makes a great run up and around the outside. They come working off of turn number 4. There was traffic in front of them, and as they bring it down here in the front straightaway, we've got a new leader. It's Billy Dunn, the winner. Justin Harris, Britton is now up to third, but Kenny is fourth. Johnson, and dropping way back right now, it is early leader Gary Tompkins. Gary Tompkins having a problem. He is even dropping down now to the 14th spot. 3 laps to go. And Billy Dunn is the new leader. Billy coming by here in turn number 1. Justin Harris right behind. Billy Dunn saw the problem going into turn number 3. We saw him slow it down. And when he entered turn number 3, Justin Harris stayed behind. Billy Dunn went to the outside, went up and around the 2 cars, and inherited the lead. Gary Tompkins is just dropping way back. He is now back to the number 19 spot. Obviously, they may have engine problem. Billy Dunn, he won a qualifier here a year ago in car number 49. White flag has come out. He's virtually all by himself. The speeds has picked up to 107 miles an hour. 1.4 second difference between first and second. Ladies and gentlemen, winning the qualifying heat, or one of the triple 20s out of Watertown, New York, it's the big gun, Billy Dunn. Billy in car number 49. Takes the checkered flag. And I'm going to tell you, once he got that lead, Tip, he was faster than any car out there.
Absolutely right, Joe. I'll tell you what, Billy Dunn, the confidence is growing with Billy Dunn right now. Oh. And that move right there, getting by Gary Tompkins when he knew he was in trouble, that's very much a veteran move at this place.
Well, we knew Gary was in trouble. He had been running laps of around 105 miles an hour. And then on the previous 2 laps just before him losing the lead, he had dropped down to 101 and 100 miles an hour laps. Going down into turn number 3, there was a lap car in front of him. Justin Harris was right behind, and third place runner Billy Dunn just shot to the outside, and that was the quickest part of the speedway for him. That's where he was making up all his time. He shot to the outside, he went around, and he went from third to first and led it the rest of the way to win the third of the 3 qualifiers.
Well, Gary Tompkins led the majority of that event and had troubles and went behind the pit wall. Our pit reporter's down there. Guys, what do you have for us?
I went down to the Gary Tompkins pit. The flat left front looked like to be the only real problem. The tire went down on the rim, and he drove it right off. So just a flat clear there at the late going.
Troubles on the front end for Gary Tompkins, what we can make out from Dave Buchanan. Thanks, Dave. Rich Fleck, you are down there on the cinder track as Billy Decker down there putting his car in victory lane. right where he needs to be, the winner of our first Triple 20. Rich, we're going to send it down to you.
I tell you what, Billy Decker, you may have a future after racing, taking over Jack Spino's job, directing traffic down here, but you've been showing the way as well out in front. Another good run for you there in the first Triple 20.
Well, this Napa Auto Parts car was really good. Obviously, it's nice starting up front. Off to a good week. Happy to be part of the Napa family, and hopefully we can continue that.
After weekends like this, like you had last year, like you have so far going this year, do you walk into Syracuse with a checklist where you have time trials, check, in each event? You checks, can you do it?
Well, if we don't, it won't be from lack of effort. I can tell you that. This Gypsum team is working really hard. This Napa car is going good. And, obviously we got an ego. We want to be the fastest car in the speedway every time we're out there. So, we're trying to feed that ego and have some fun doing it. So hope the fans enjoyed it. We're having fun, and hopefully it'll continue.
Certainly. Best of luck rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
There's Billy Decker. He is 4 for 4 on his checklist with 2 big check marks left to go here on the weekend.
You're not kidding, Rich. He's won everything under the sun here once again. Bobby Varon picking up his second Triple 20 win here on the mile in the double zero, as he will grace victory lane along with Billy Dunn in the number 49. So, Rich, whoever you can grab down there, we've got 3 winners to talk to.
Yeah, no question about it, Shane. Kind of a race to see who will get out first. We'd like to talk to Bobby Varon, winner of Triple 20 number 2, next. We'll see if we have that opportunity. A little bit of a log jam down here, but you spoke of it last year in the Triple 20s. Billy Decker and Billy Dunn among the winners, but certainly not Bobby Varon. And Varon looking very strong. Last year he was in the number 10 entry, and this time around in the double zero. And Joe mentioned it earlier, the return of this famed car and famed number into Syracuse victory lane. Jack Spino giving congratulations to the wheelman of the double zero in his popular ride. Had the smile out early on, and a lot of teams checking over this race car. Very quick, very confident team entering Sunday's VP Racing Fuels Small Engine Fuels 200. And out of the car, let's hear it for him, Bobby Varon in victory lane. A lot of people quick to congratulate Bobby. We'll bring you to the front of the car. Jack Spino will do the ushering for me. Bobby, right behind you. Congratulations, first of all. Don't trip over the check. You're going to get to keep that. But a heck of a run for you. Car looked very strong.
Yeah, car felt good. Guys did a lot of work, to prepare to get ready for this. This all comes down to one valiant effort from this whole team, to give Dover Dave a nice send-off. He's a first-class guy, first-class car owner. It's been a privilege to be able to drive for him.
Well, you certainly have a good outlook going into Sunday. What's it going to take? Anything you can transfer from a 20-lap run like that?
Well, we feel real good down in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is extremely rough, so I have confidence that the track crew will be able to get that straightened out a little bit, and we'll have a racy racetrack down there. We had 2 groups down in 1 and 2, but through 3 and 4, those ruts are making it tough to be able to make a pass. Billy did quite a job there in that last race, so that was exciting to watch.
Well, you're one of many drivers feeling the same way, confident in 1 and 2, a little bit off in 3 and 4, so I'm sure you're right in the ballpark.
Well, let's hope so. We'll find out Sunday afternoon, right?
Best of luck.
Thank you.
There's Bobby Varon in victory lane, and he will have a very good start, as will Billy Dunn. Billy, congratulations. Another year and another Triple 20 win, but this one you had to work for a lot harder.
Oh, we had to work real hard for that one. I just can't thank my guys enough. They've been, last couple of days been a little bit of a struggle for us. Hasn't gone quite the way we wanted it to go, but we got the car going a little better for that triple, and we still got some work to do, but just got that outside working into 3 a little bit, and when they all got balled up in traffic, I just got a good run on top and rolled around them.
Were you thinking you had a chance to win that event? I mean, you're sitting in 3rd. Gary Tompkins has a pretty healthy lead. Was a win going through your mind at all?
It looked like me and Justin were both catching Gary a little bit, but I didn't know if I'd be able to get around Justin. Me and him were about the same. We got the same cars, same motors, same shocks, so it's sometimes it's tough to race against a guy that's got all the same stuff you got. I got lucky breaking traffic.
You've had a great season with the big block and the small block. You've got both cars here this weekend. How much different is that attacking the Moody Mile with two different race cars?
I think it's helped us. We've been struggling a little bit with the big block and just having a little bit more seat time with the small block and knowing which direction the track's going in definitely helped us out in that race.
And you've got to just be filled with confidence after the run you had in last year's 200 early on. You just got to finish it this time, right?
Yeah, we just got to make the whole 200 laps. That's been a struggle for us in the past, but we'll give it our best shot Sunday, and we'll see what happens.
Certainly a contender. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Billy Dunn, the number 49, wins Triple 20, number 3, and that will conclude the night of racing action, guys. We'll send it back up to you to close it out on what has been a beautiful night, not just on the racetrack, but in the air. This is nice for Syracuse.
Well, thank you very much, Rich. Well, race fans, that's it. We are done, and it's time to do what we do best, and that is regroup for tomorrow as Super Dirt Week 41, the Napa Auto Parts Super Dirt Week 41. We will have the Gander Mountain 150 tomorrow, along with the Sportsman Championship. Plenty of racing action, and of course, tomorrow night over at the Rolling Wheels Raceway, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series, and the Win and You're In for the Modifieds. And of course, on Sunday, we are going to have the VP Small Engine Fuels 200 along with the Pro Stock Championship. Thank you for joining us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all of our winners. Congratulations to Billy Decker on his 2 wins tonight, along with Danny Johnson, Billy Dunn, and Bobby Varon. For everybody with the World Racing Group and Dirt Car Northeast, for Joe Murata, Timmy Baltz, Rich Fleck, and Dave Buchanan, my name is Shane Andrews, saying thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you at the races.